Hi guys, it's Tosh outside. Today we're going to learn how to make cordage, and we're going to use the Yucca baccata. This is actually the banana yucca right here. This grows pretty much from the Sonoran Desert all the way up to about 8,000 feet. Don't mind my wolf hybrid in the background. She's part of the adventure, and you're going to see her on a lot more adventures too. So what we want to do with this yucca, because it is a living organism, a living plant, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we don't cut it, because when we cut it, it damages it more. But when we're able to just kind of play with it a little bit and make it come off on its own, what I like to do is I'll actually come in off the side here just like this, and I'll kind of just push down a little bit. And again, this is the banana yucca, and we'll teach you some more uses other than rope too. So I just kind of go like that, and I give it a good grab like that, and it comes right off. So it's really important not to cut it, because when it cuts it, it weakens it and it won't be able to come off. This way it will be able to grow back. All right, so now the fun part begins. Let's go ahead and take this and make some rope out of it. Found this beautiful creek, and what we need to do is we actually found this pounding rock. It's called the pounder. We're going to actually strike the yucca, and we're going to separate the fibers, and that's what becomes the rope. So what we're going to do is I want to make sure I emphasize this, that the pounding rock needs to be smooth. It cannot be rough, because what's going to happen if it's rough, it's actually going to cut through the fibers. We don't want it to cut through. We just want to separate the fibers. So we'll give you an example. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of pound this, not to break it. So we don't want to hit it totally hard, but we just want to be able to separate. So as I go like this, you can kind of see the wax starting to come off. That's the protected part of the plant. That's what protects it from the environment, its environment. So as we open it up, you can kind of see what we're trying to do here. And by the way, don't hit your finger, because I've done it several times and it doesn't feel very good. So I'm just going to kind of pound this, and as we get a little further, I'll show you what it looks like. So you want to be very careful as we do this, because the fluid in here is actually soap, and the Native Americans use it as such. So you want to make sure to not accidentally take some of this and accidentally wipe it in your eyes, because if it gets in your eyes, it is absolutely terrible. Trust me, I know. This is why I'm teaching, because I actually did it one time on a survival trip, and I kid you not, it actually hurt me for probably 3 days afterwards. That's how real this soap is. So as you can kind of see, we're actually separating the fibers, and as we open it up now, you can actually see the fibers starting to form. Now, whatever size you decide on your rope, if you want to make a larger diameter rope, we'll start with kind of a larger rope, just so you can kind of see the larger rope. We'll kind of take this off maybe. But you can also make it even smaller. So you just make it even you could go as small as this as well. But we're going to make a larger one, because I want to show you how you can use this for utilitarian purposes. So as I separate this now, we're going to make this a little bit of a bigger rope. There was a time that I actually needed to repair my backpack, because I was in the middle of nowhere, and it actually a strap actually broke, and I was able to use the yucca, and it actually saved my fanny to be able to get out without having to have a lot of strain or anything. So what I'm going to be doing now is I like to take a tip, and this is not an important knot, but it is important that you just kind of secure both of them together like this. And I'm just going to kind of come in just like that. And all that is just to kind of hold our knot in what we're doing. So as I take this is a little bit bigger, obviously. Excuse me, mister. Out of the way, young lady. She wants to be involved too. She's learning the trade herself. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is, as I take the two strands, I'm going to take one and I'm going to start twisting away from me, just like this. You can kind of see that twist. Now it's important not to braid. We don't braid this, okay? And there's a reason why we don't braid it. For some reason, it just does not hold together as it should if you braid it. It loses about half the strength if you braid it. So what I'm going to do is I twist away. You can kind of see that. And then I'm going to kind of come over or under, however you want to look at it. And I'm just going to kind of hold it really tight between my fingers. So you can kind of hopefully see what I'm doing here. Okay, so again, twisting away, then I'm coming underneath and I'm holding it really tight. We'll go ahead and stop there for right now, and then I will show you kind of what it looks like, what it starts looking like as we start doing it. You can kind of see how it's looking right now as it's coming together. This really strengthens in doing it this way. Now, what's cool is you wear this if you wanted to wear this as a bracelet or even a necklace. It's important just to keep it on, just wear it, because what happens is it actually turns a white color. I've actually worn these for months and months, and as I was working on one of these one time, I decided to make a rope out of it, and I used it for my quiver, my handmade quiver from deerskin, and I still have it, and it's been literally years since I put it on there. That's how strong this is if you do it right. So what I'm going to do now is, people have asked me, how do I splice it now? Let's say I wanted it to be a little bit longer, okay? So I'm going to kind of cut this residual off, just like that. I'm going to kind of hold these together. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to make kind of the same size that we just used. We're going to do our very best at this. And I want to thank definitely thank Shadow Wolf, Greg Guthrie, for teaching me this. So as I come in together, I'm just going to twist like this. Twist these together, just like that. And they have an amazing way of just coming together. So now I'm going to come and bring this other part, do the same thing. So just twist. Doesn't need to be any certain kind of twist or anything. Got to twist like this. I'm literally going to come in just like I did. We're just going to twist all this together. It's not sticking very well right now. And we're going to do the same thing that we did before. So I'm just going to kind of twist away from me. Then I'm going to go behind, hold very tightly. And I'm going to continue to come around just like that. So basically I'm going to be doing the same thing. Now we probably had enough for a bracelet or something, but I'm going to show you how to make more of a rope out of this now. My sidekick is having a lot of fun. I don't know what she's doing. She's out exploring and just having a wonderful time. McKinley is Alaskan Husky as well as Timberwolf. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I think I have enough for a nice bracelet. In fact, it's kind of a double bracelet, but what I'm going to do is just kind of cut off the ends. Now, if I wanted to, I could make this as long as I wanted to go with it, literally. But for lack of time, I just wanted to show you how it is. Now, remember, if you want to make it thicker or bigger, you can do so. It just takes a little bit more effort. I could even make this a lot thinner if I wanted to as well. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the ends off it. Man, that is strong. You have to really cut through those fibers. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it around myself just like that. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to do it myself. If you have a partner out with you, you can kind of come up like this. Like that. And remember, you want to make it pretty tight. The tighter you get it, the more it's gonna stay, and it does loosen up, I promise. And there's my bracelet. Of course, if I wanted to use it for something else, I could. I could put it on a pack. We could use it to tie things down, and anything like that. So again, I have these juices on my hands. You want to be real careful not to touch your face with that, because it will burn. So let me show you how to make soap now. So we have our little loofah now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the water just like this. And just to show you the soap effects of this, I'm just going to kind of roll it back and forth so you can kind of see it. But if you look closely, you can actually see the suds all over my hand. This is soap, and it's wonderful. I've used this many times on my survival trips. And it cleans the body and everything. Ooh, we got thunder. That's awesome. I love the sound of thunder in the wilderness, boy, I'll tell you. So as you look at it, we can put it in here, and it's not going to hurt the water. It's not toxic like our soap, chemical soap. I'm going to come in. My hands are already clean. If you guys saw my hands before, they're just totally clean now. So that is Yucca soap. One more thing that I wanted to show you is we have horsetail over here. And horsetail, or scouring brush, was used many times from the natives. First of all, the young ones are edible. You can eat it. But as they start getting a little bit more mature like this, they become very high in silica. So as we take a closer look at this, you can really see the ridges here. And this is what we use to actually really clean off the pots and pans. So you can't really eat these, but you can use them for tools. And what I'm going to use this for, since it's right here, is I would just turn this around, just like this. And it's very coarse because of the amount of silica in it. So I could actually clean pots and pans. If I had a filthy pan or a cup or something, I could actually use this to clean my cup or pan, and hence the name scouring brush. So that was kind of a special treat. You got two in one. So it sounds like the thunder's starting. So what do you think, McKinley? Should we go get in our shelter for the night? Let's get in our shelter. See you next time.